Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Happy Flashback Friday. Today is one of the first Flashback Fridays of Vlogtober. And for Flashback Friday, it may not be completely Vlogtober, fall, autumn related, because every year for Vlogtober, I have been doing like a Throwback Thursday, a Flashback Friday, or something like that. Where I watch a video from the past, and I think last year I did all Halloween that I had done on YouTube. But this time I'm doing something different. I'm going to either today it's gonna be a top 5 of my most memorable or favorite vacations. Or it may be just me picking a random video that I feel like y'all need to watch again or something like that, or even just talking about stuff or from past. But that's how Flashback Friday gonna go. So today I'm gonna pick my top 5 most memorable vacations. I'm gonna say cruises or vacations because I've had plenty. And I'm gonna start from the bottom. My number 5 most memorable vacation was when I took my kids on a land cruise back in 2021 when COVID was still COVID and we were still locked down and we couldn't go on cruises. I wanted to I wanted to go somewhere. Because, was it 2021 or was it 2020? I think it might have been 2020. Because we were supposed to go on this fabulous vacation. It was 2020. We were supposed to go on this fabulous vacation for spring break. Michaela was in the 9th grade then. And we were going to go to Disney because they were going to sing at Disney. She was in the choir. And then we were going to go from Disney on a cruise. That was my dream vacation at that time. And it got canceled a few days before we were supposed to leave. Literally everything went down on a Friday and Saturday. We were supposed to leave the next week to go on our vacation. So I took that money and it took me to August to get that money back. When I got that money back from that trip, I took the kids to Orlando and we went to Cocoa Beach, which is by Port Canaveral. We then went from Cocoa Beach and and it was a hurricane going on at that time. Went from Cocoa Beach to a resort in Orlando, which I can't think of the name of the resort at this second. But it had a water park there and it was nice. It was staying in apartments because it had a kitchen and all this stuff, which I wish we had stayed there the whole time. And then we went and stayed at Embassy Suites after that. We had 3 different stays in one vacation. In my brain, we were doing a land cruise. And that's my number 5 most memorable, fun vacation. Number 4, I'm picking Momcation. I went on Edna's World Momcation 2021, I think it was. January 2021. I had just got the COVID shot. And COVID was happening. But also, the reason why this is one of my most memorable, of course, because I met Edna. But really, because this was my first real vacation that I went on by myself. Flew there by myself, had my own hotel room and everything. I've been on vacations where I flew somewhere by myself before. I went to Vegas, but I went to Vegas and met my friends there. They were already there, so it wasn't and then they were my friends, but at that time I had only seen people on YouTube and I didn't I knew them, but I didn't know them in person for real. So this felt really big to me, going somewhere alone and being on a vacation alone. I'm a very nervous person, and I do believe in the killer. I do believe in the killer. And so I be knowing, you know, I be worried about whether somebody is gonna kill me or whatever, and I don't be wanting to walk nowhere alone. And I literally went and got food by myself. I was just so proud of myself that whole trip because I've stepped out of my comfort zone. Number 3 would be St. Thomas. St. Thomas itself is beautiful, but that house that we stayed in is the reason why it's on this list. That house was so beautiful. It reminded me of being on a cruise because it was like off a cliff. Water was everywhere and everything. And it was just so beautiful and nice. And so I just really enjoyed going to St. Thomas. And I had the best oxtails I ever had in my life. And we went on that like yacht. It was just a whole vibe. The whole vacation was a vibe. And that's why it's number 3 on my list. Number 2 and number 1, they could go together. Not that they were together, but they could go together because to me, they both can be number 1. But number 2, I'm picking Disney. When me and my kids went to Disney, and we went to what's the name of that? I cannot think of the name of the I can't think of the name of the park. We got Star Wars and all that stuff. I don't know why I can't think of the name of which park it is. They got Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and whatever. It was that one. But that was like my favorite. That's my favorite Disney park now. And I just had so much fun. And then my kids were at the point older now that we just literally had a ball together. And that's like one of my favorite vacations was going there. And I was able to like ride. Like, I'm not a person who ride rides. I was able to ride rides. And it was just like that whole vacation was fun. We enjoyed staying on Disney Resort and, you know, living the Disney life, being Disney people. Hollywood Studios is the name of the park. And I did enjoy Magic Kingdom. I had been to Magic Kingdom before, but I always like Magic Kingdom. And I'm a Disney girl, like at heart. Like, I love Disney. And number 1 I picked was the Carnival Mardi Gras. Okay? Yeah. That ship is my favorite ship that I've been on. Because it's just there's so much food option. There's so much to do. There's so much everything on that ship. When I first walked on the ship, I was just like stunned that, oh my God, wow, this is just so nice. This is a carnival ship. Like, it took my breath away. It's a fly in here. It took my breath away. I was just overwhelmed, and it was just huge. And like, that's why it's number 1 on my list, because it was my first 7-day cruise. It was just so memorable to me because it was just, I felt like I was in the big time. If that make any sense. But I was like, oh my God. And then I learned that 7-day cruises is great for me. I probably can go longer, but it give me a time to rest. It give me a time to party, all of that. So that's why I picked that one as my number 1 vacation. It was just everything. And then even with us, like, Michaela had to go to the prom the day before, and we had to get on a plane that morning, and my anxiety and all that stuff. Even with that, that still was my favorite vacation. We had a time was had, okay? Time was had. And I'm going to give y'all an honorable mention. This was not something that was vlogged. This was not something that I wouldn't even do a YouTube then. My honorable mention is me taking my kids on their first cruise. And that was my first trip, going on a trip with just my kids. Me and my sisters used to take our kids on spring break every single year together. And that particular year is when everything changed, because the my other sister kids, like, their spring break was different and all this stuff, and so everybody was like, we just ain't gonna be able to do it this year. And I booked the cruise. I had been on a few by myself, not by myself, but I've been on a few without the kids, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. Every time I do something that I feel like I'm doing alone, and at that point my kids went like to the age of where they were independent. I think CJ might have been like 7 or 8 or something like that, maybe less, maybe less, but they went to the point of now where, yeah, I could book some, we can go, and I don't have to worry about it. Like, I literally was like worried. I had went on the Facebook group and wrote, I'm a single mom taking my kids, anybody else single? And that's where I met this lady named Jennifer, which we Facebook friends to this day. We still cannot coordinate getting on a cruise together. But I met this sweet lady named Jennifer, and me and her rode to Mr. Sancho's together because I was so nervous about going to Mr. Sancho's. I didn't want to be kidnapped by the cartel. And I had these little kids. But the reason why that one is an honorable mention, because I just felt like at that point I was an adult, and I was a big girl, and I was able to do what I need to do and take my kids somewhere without relying on my family. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this Flashback Friday of me going over my favorite vacations. And what was your most memorable vacation? Write it in the comments. Let me know. What was your most memorable vacation and why? Anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye y'all.